Good morning everyone. My name is Ram Dhamija. Welcome to my channel. Wishing all of you a very happy Independence Day. Today is 15th of August and I bring to you the updates about the market and what are the major developments and what is in store for us over the next week, what all has happened in the last week and how I see the markets going ahead. So it has been a decent week. It was both up and down, but thankfully the week has actually closed flat, you can say, slightly green or flat to the closing that was there last Thursday. Actually it's flat. It had been 7 weeks since there was a downturn that had happened, and the market was going down every week. But the only consolation was that the market was not going down rapidly, so it was kind of a consolidation phase with a negative bias. So it had been 7 weeks since the market was actually down Thursday to Thursday, I'm saying, expiry to expiry. And this week also we have just managed to close flat, so which is like a good sign. Now let us see whether this trend actually reverses going ahead into next week, and we start our uptrend, or we see further consolidation that happens. Chances of a breakdown are also there, but we'll discuss all of that in the video as we move along. So do watch till the end. Before I begin my video, I would like to tell you something about myself. I am a full-time derivatives trader and an investor and a mutual fund distributor. So if anyone is interested in creating a good robust mutual fund portfolio, they can contact me through the Google form given below in the description, and I shall get back to you. So let's begin our video with the analysis of Nifty. So this is the Nifty 3-minute chart. As you can see, this was the chart on Friday, and Friday we had a very calm expiry, wherein Nifty was just moving within a 50-80 point kind of a range, and there was hardly any movement. So this is coming after very volatile few days, and it was actually much required for the option sellers. This is the Nifty 1-minute chart. As you can see, this is the chart from, let's say, April, when we made that bottom at 21,600, and from there we had been continuously going up till 30th of June. So it was a one-way rally that was happening, but from 30th of June something happened. 1st of July actually, we started falling, and we have been falling till 8th of August, right? And we gave up almost from 25,600, we went all the way to 24,300. So we gave up 1,300 points during this time, and from there the small consolidation has begun. Upward journey has begun now, where we can only say that this will be an upward journey if it breaks the previous high of 25,600. If it doesn't and fails from here, then it will be a pattern of lower lows, lower highs. So let's say if it reverses back from 25,000, then if it goes to 23,800, then that would mean that it was a pattern of lower lows. Then we are in a troubled zone. But if it goes up and it breaks let's say 25,600, then we will be able to say that we have been making higher highs and higher lows. So for example, the first higher high was possibly made at 24,500, and then the low was made at 23,900. Then the high was made at 25,100, the low was made at 24,400, and then the high was made. So it's kind of those kind of patterns. However, it has to cross the previous high of 25,600. If it is able to do that, then only this pattern will be confirmed. Otherwise we might be heading lower. So the news flow has not been very positive over the last few days, especially with the US tariffs coming on India, and that has been a very big concern for the markets. That US has been levying the world's highest tariff on India for any other country, and the meeting between Mr. Putin and Mr. Trump becomes very important in this context. However, there is no guarantee that even if the Russian conflict is resolved, whether this 25% will get lifted on India or not, because it doesn't seem very tariff related. It's I think we need to get a trade deal done with US for this kind of thing to go off. But at the same time, there are a lot of positives also, which I will discuss what all has happened in the world. But before that, let's look at the open interest. Now open interest next week, it's just started, so it's not too high. It's 0.885, 5.8 crore calls versus 5.17 crore put. So PCR is 0.88, so it's not nothing major right now. Last week we saw PCR had turned 1, and that's where Nifty actually closed flat. Now, what has happened in the Asian markets as we speak? So markets are open elsewhere. We are closed today, but if you look at Gift Nifty, slightly down, and there is a major problem in Hang Seng and Straight Times. Both are down, and that is because of the news of that is because of news of this. Asian markets stumble as hot PPI print reigns in Fed rate cut hype. So what happened is that Fed inflation numbers came yesterday, and they were slightly higher than expected, and because of that, what has happened is that there was a talk of Fed rate cut happening in the next Fed meeting. There was a 95% probability that the rate will get cut, but now with this inflation figure coming in, we will have to see how Fed plays it. I'm sure Fed will still cut the rates, but Fed is not in a very sweet spot of cutting rates right now. So the markets actually go up whenever Federal Reserve cuts the rates, interest rates. The markets actually rally. The lower the rate, the better it is for the markets. As we had seen during COVID, it was almost 0%. In fact, it was 0%, and the markets actually rallied from there. So the markets need a trigger for the rally. US markets have been on a tear in any case, but because of this news, there was a slight disappointment, and we are seeing the impact in Asia. Even our Gift Nifty is slightly positive, is slightly flat now. So this has had a bearing. Apart from that, what are the sectors telling us? What is the performance of our sectors in the last 1 month and last 1 week? If you see, so let's start with last 1 week. Pharma has been dominating the last week with 3.5% gain. Auto was 2.7. VIX has increased a bit. Infrastructure 1.2. IT gave a slightly positive return, whereas if we look at the sectors which have not done well, FMCG has not done well in the last 1 week. However, the picture is different if we look at the last 1 month. So IT is the worst performer, -7.5. In fact, if you look at last 1 year return, also IT has been one of the worst performers at -14.7. In last 1 month, small cap has got cracked at -7, and apart from that, significant ones, mid cap is down -4.5. And what has happened also is that VIX has gone up by 10% in the last 1 month. So somewhere, markets had been jittery. Okay, and that is showing up in the market sliding down. The results have also not been favorable, but this is the situation right now. One very interesting thing that happened over the last few days was that 18 years later, S&P upgrades India's sovereign rating to BBB. Now this is a very, very positive news. Why is that a positive news? Is because it will ensure that once the country gets into the investment rating, though it is the lowest in terms of the investment grade, but even a step up from BB negative to BBB is a very, very positive sign, because what it ensures is that there are a lot of funds which will only invest in BBB and above country ratings, so that those fund flows will start coming in. The borrowing cost for the government and private companies abroad also will go down. So it's a good positive development, and it has come after a long time, and it shows the strength of the Indian economy, the discipline that we have been maintaining, and in terms of our deficits. So all of it is actually coming, and it is a testimony to the fact that our ratings have been upgraded. So it's a very good news. It did not perhaps get the attention it deserved, but it's a very, very positive and good news that has happened for us, and it will show up sooner rather than later in our markets as well. It should show up. So that was one thing I thought I'll share with you. The other thing is, let us look at the international cues, how they are stacked up. So if you look at US 30 years, 10 years, both are fine. They are not moving. S&P VIX is absolutely under control. Nasdaq fell, or it was kind of flat yesterday, and Nasdaq futures are again flat. So it's not having this inflation thing is not having a major impact in US as of now. We'll see what the impact is today when the markets open. Dollar index is inching up to 98, which is okay. Brent oil is behaved. Our currency is 87.6, which is fine. Gold again is making new all-time highs at 3,400. Also, the sovereign gold bonds over here are trading at a huge premium to their fair value. So that is something that to watch out for. And Bitcoin is trading at 120, which is almost near an all-time high. So that is that, and the most important thing is Trump says Putin ready to make a deal on Ukraine. US hopes to include Zelensky. So this is going to be a major news event as we go along into the weekend, and I'm going to update you on Sunday what happened about this meeting and how it is going to impact. But if there is a peace that is reached, or some sort of a peace, ceasefire, whatever, it's going to be hugely positive for the world markets, because this has been dragging on for 3 years, and it has basically dragged everyone into this in some form or the other. So there is a peace premium that is there in the markets, which comes along if such major events are sorted out. So let's hope that this turns out, and it's going to definitely impact our country in a very positive way. So everyone is hoping that this meeting turns out to be good, and markets are going to react to it on Monday. Either ways, if there is a negative news or a positive news, market is going to react. So we will keep a keen eye on that. Otherwise, our markets are all right as we speak. There is no major negative trigger, and positives are slowly trickling in one by one, like this triple B news that I said about. So it is a decent time to look at investment. Whenever the market falls, you should look at investing a little bit. Maintain your asset allocation. Invest in gold. Look at where gold is going. Gold is just going one way, and the sovereign gold bonds, which I had been advocating for a long time, are now trading at a 10% premium to their fair value, which is huge again. So anyone who invested in sovereign gold bonds will be very happy. So from time to time you should keep on investing whenever the markets are down, and as I have said before, that I help people build strong mutual fund portfolios. So if anyone is interested, please fill up the Google form and I shall get in touch with you. If anyone wants to join my WhatsApp group, which is again free, they can also fill up the Google form and let me know, and I shall include you in my free WhatsApp group. The mutual fund is also free of cost. So if anyone wants to get their mutual fund portfolio evaluated, that's also free of cost. I do that as well to help people. So that's it from me now. I hope you guys had a good week. You have been investing and are happy with the market's outcomes. I shall see you soon on Sunday with the update about this meeting and how it might impact the markets going ahead into next week. So if you like my content, please do subscribe to my channel. Please do like it, and please do share it with your friends. And I shall see you soon with another update. Take care. Bye-bye.